never believed in ghosts. They were tales to scare kids, stories shared around campfires. But that changed one night on a lonely highway surrounded by woods. My name is Noah, and I was 40 years old when it happened. It was late, around midnight, and I was driving home after a long business trip. I chose the shortcut through the woods to save time. The highway was desolate, with towering trees on both sides, their branches casting eerie shadows under the dim moonlight. The road stretched out for 100 miles, and I barely saw another car. It was just me, the asphalt, and the forest. As I approached a small gas station at the edge of the woods, I saw her. She was standing by the road, her figure illuminated by the faint glow of the gas station lights. She was beautiful, with long dark hair and pale skin, wearing an old-fashioned dress that seemed out of place. She looked lost and desperate. Against my better judgment, I pulled over and rolled down the window. "Are you okay?" I asked. She nodded, her eyes wide and pleading.
"Can you give me a lift? My car broke down, and I need to get home,"
she said in a soft, almost melodic voice. Something about her seemed off, but I couldn't just leave her there. "Sure, hop in," I said. She got in, and as she did, I felt a sudden chill in the air. The temperature seemed to drop, and I could feel goosebumps on my arms. We drove in silence for a while. She didn't say much, just stared out the window. I tried to make small talk, but she only gave vague answers. Her presence was unsettling, but I shrugged it off as my imagination running wild. Halfway through the woods, the car started acting up. The engine sputtered and the headlights flickered. I pulled over, cursing under my breath. "Great, just what I needed," I muttered. I got out to check under the hood, leaving her inside. The woods were deathly silent, not even a rustle of leaves or a chirp of insects. It was as if the forest was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. As I fiddled with the engine, I heard a soft humming coming from the car. It was her. She was humming a tune that sent shivers down my spine. It was haunting, almost hypnotic. I glanced back, and for a moment, I thought I saw something else in the car with her, a shadowy figure in the back seat. I blinked, and it was gone. My heart pounded in my chest as I slammed the hood shut and got back in. We continued driving, but the car felt different, almost alive. The air was thick with tension, and I could feel her eyes on me, watching my every move. I tried to focus on the road, but the atmosphere was suffocating. Suddenly, she spoke.
"Do you believe in ghosts, Noah?"
Her voice was calm, but it sent a jolt of fear through me. How did she know my name? I hadn't told her. I tried to keep my voice steady. "No, I don't." "Why?"
"You should. They're real, you know, very real."
She smiled, a cold, eerie smile that chilled me to the bone. Panic set in. I needed to get her out of the car. I mumbled something about needing to stop for a moment and pulled over again. "I'm sorry, but I can't take you any further," I said, trying to sound firm. She didn't react at first, just stared at me with those piercing eyes. Then she started laughing, a high-pitched, maniacal laugh that echoed through the woods. I felt my blood run cold. Before I could react, she lunged at me, her face twisted into something monstrous, her eyes black as coal. I fought back, struggling to open the door and escape. I managed to break free and ran into the woods. I could hear her behind me, her footsteps crunching on the leaves, her laughter echoing in the darkness. I didn't dare look back. I ran until I couldn't breathe, my heart pounding in my ears. I found a small clearing and hid behind a tree, hoping she wouldn't find me. The woods were still and silent again, but I could feel her presence. Minutes passed, or maybe hours. It felt like an eternity. I finally gathered the courage to make my way back to the highway. My car was still there, but she was gone. I got in and drove as fast as I could, not stopping until I reached home. When I got home, I locked the doors and checked every room, but the feeling of dread didn't leave me. I couldn't sleep that night, haunted by her face, her laughter. I knew I'd never forget that night. The next morning, I did some research. I found out that several people had disappeared on that stretch of highway over the years, their cars found abandoned in the woods. Some say they saw a woman hitchhiking near the gas station before they vanished. I don't drive that route anymore. I avoid the woods altogether. And every time I see a hitchhiker, I feel a chill down my spine. I can't forget what happened, and I never will. Some say it's just a legend, a story to keep people from picking up strangers. But I know the truth. I met her, and I'll never forget the night I gave a ghost a ride. I hope you enjoyed this spine-chilling tale. Remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that could be real. If you have your own terrifying experiences, send them in, and who knows, maybe you'll hear your story next. Until then, stay safe, and be careful who you pick up on the road. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to bring you more exciting content. See you in the next video. Bye.